Bienvenidos! As you guys can see from the title, today we're doing our next update of Pan That Face palette. As you guys know, and if you don't know, I would highly recommend checking out my last update because there was a lot of changes that went on for this update and the last two, right? Yeah, the last two. I might end up finishing or closing this off at the end of November, starting December, without having another update because this is just gonna go past Christmas and I don't want it to. So I am thinking this might be my last update, and then the next time you see this video, it's gonna be my finale. So I might skip November and just jump into December. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. So anyway, you guys, I have my update on this palette. You guys, this palette is looking a bit shiny. Look at this. It's looking a bit shiny. It's because I always touch it with like highlighter in my hand. I don't know why, but I'd rather it be like this than sticky. So I'm not upset about it. But anyway, if you're interested in seeing this update, stay tuned, buffers. If you're new, Alejandra, I go by Alex. I shadow enthusiast with the Dossier Project Pan. If that is something you want to continue to see on your feed, subscribe and join us. And now let's get on with this update. Okay, you guys, so this is the only palette that we have in this project pan because I just wanted to concentrate on it. And I am loving how well loved this looks. Like, look at that. I feel like I just made a whole new packaging on this and it's not sticky. I am shocked that this is not sticky. I guess the trick is to throw powder on it before it gets sticky. I don't know, but it's working for me. It's working for me. So this is the NARS Guy Bourdain palette. Now this palette, you will not see any physical changes to it as far as the actual pans. The only one might be the bronzer. I've started to use the bronzer on a regular basis, but not recent. It's only been about 2 weeks with that one. The highlighter I still have yet to touch. So I'm going to share with you guys the numbers and then I'll show you guys what it looks like because you most likely won't see much of a difference visually, but you will be able to hear something because I'm weighing it. Okay, so here's the palette, you guys. This is what it's looking like. And as you guys can tell, it looks like I have done absolutely nothing, even though the packaging on the outer part, you can clearly see that I am doing stuff to it. So I have been concentrating on these two blushes right here, and I'm loving every bit of it. They really do stand out. They stay all day, and they go with everything that I'm wearing. So I'm not upset, and I'm not mad. Like, it's still pigmented. These two are so much more pigmented than these two, but I like it. I'm wearing it today on my cheeks, and this is the bronzer that I've been concentrating on for the last two and a half weeks. On the edge, I can see a little bit of a divot happening right there. I don't think you guys can see that on camera, but I am using this bronzer. Again, I'm wearing it today on my cheeks. I just figured, you know what? For the rest of the year, let me just concentrate on this bronzer to see how much damage I can use. The only one I haven't touched that is just getting more of its residue from the actual blushes is the highlighter. I haven't really concentrated on the highlighter. I am working on a different highlighter on my own to try to finish that one off, and that's why I haven't been able to touch this one. So what do I still think about this palette? You guys, I'm still loving it. Still loving it. I'm still not bored with it. I'm still not upset with it. It gives me a nice variety of shades without me getting bored, and the formula is so good and they last all day, and I love how it looks on my cheeks. It's just such a pretty palette. It really, really is. I'm really liking it. So as far as the numbers go, this is the third month that I've been working on this palette. So we started off with 189.6 grams. Then last update, it was 189.08 grams. And today, as I am holding this palette for you guys, it is weighing 187.85. So we went from 189 to 187. That's 2 grams worth of usage, and that is me solely using this and only this the whole entire month. I think one day I used a different blush and a different bronzer and a different highlighter for a wedding, and every other day it has been this palette. I'm not bored, like I said. I'm not hating on it. It is not a palette that I see myself decluttering because I just don't want to deal with it anymore. It is a very, very nice palette. I really do like it, and a lot of you guys agree with me on it. Now, like I mentioned in the beginning, I think I'm gonna have just the finale coming up because this update is towards the end of the month. I don't want this to linger past Christmas because typically I upload this video after the 25th of the month, and I don't want this to extend any longer. So what I'm gonna do is I most likely will skip the November update and just give you guys the finale the first week of December or so. So that way you can see almost a full month and a week's worth, or even 2 weeks worth, a month and a half of usage on it to see how much more I can do. If I can use up 2 grams worth of products in 1 month, I can only imagine what I can do if I additionally have it for 2 more weeks. Now, I only see myself one other day coming up to use something else because I do have yet another wedding to go to, and I most likely will use other highlighters and other blushes to just change it up for myself, and I want to use other things anyway. So that's the only day I will not be using this palette. Other than that, this palette is going to continue to be used. The bronzer I'm still going to continue to use. The blushes I'm still going to continue to use. The highlighter is the only thing that I am not touching, and that is solely because I am concentrating on a different highlighter. So I'm hoping that I at least can get 2 more grams worth, at least 2 more grams worth of worth of usage out of this palette. And that's it, you guys. Then I will be putting her away. Pretty soon you will be seeing a video of Pan That Face palette options, some options that I'm going to be gathering for you guys. And that way we can decide what we're going to do for next year, you guys. I am not ruling this out. I am not putting this away completely. There are other projects next year that may allow for this to be thrown in, or I just want to genuinely grab for it on my own and just play with it. I'm happy that I'm getting use out of it. I'm happy that it's getting loved because I do enjoy it. So that's all that I have for you guys today. Simple, easy, to the point. Thank you guys so much for watching and supporting me throughout this series. I know this is a very hard palette I chose, but I'm really liking it. I don't mind a challenge. I don't mind a challenge. And maybe eventually in the next 3 more years, I'll be able to finish this palette. We'll see. So that is it. More videos on the screen for your enjoyment. Until then, adios.